If it does, and we expect it will, perhaps to go to a trial on guilt or innocence, okay? The legal principles will be explained by the judge, okay? What someone says the legal, the applicable law is an opinion, okay? The law will come from the court, okay?
Mr. Durden,
yes.
How would you describe the atmosphere over the past 2 days in terms of the level of public pressure
What someone said?
you may or may not have felt to these charges?
Well, public opinion is always from one side or another, always going to be there. Okay, we don't let that influence the decision. Okay, we can't just make a snap decision. All right, so I understand the public opinion out there. I understand essentially, and I will echo something that the director said. In extending, I have done this, and my victim staff at my office has done this in our condolences to Mr. Arbery's mother and family. So we have made the decision based on what we feel like is the applicable law and the our interpretation of the evidence that has been uncovered here. So, if that answers your question, Louis, I believe you have. And I apologize. This sun's kind Louis, that would be a prejudgment at this point, and that would depend on a lot of things, and the judge would be the final arbiter of that. Okay, and I can't really answer, not because I don't want to. I'm just saying we're not through that point yet. No. Those are two separate things. The June 12th is a directive from the Georgia Supreme Court. The other things have to do with evidence and some matters that I requested that GBI run down and that they have done. I want to take just a minute, and that's about as far as I can go as far as getting into the case. In fact, I told Dick I was going to be brief, and sometimes as we lawyers are, maybe we're not. But I want to thank one other group, and that's the Prosecuting Attorneys Council in Atlanta. They have given me a great deal of help as far as legal advice and so forth in the case, and I just want to recognize that organization also. And thank you for your question. Okay.
Yes.
Well, sometimes I have to make sure I'm taking off my former prosecutor's hat and putting on the investigator's hat. But the only thing I can tell you that from the GBI's perspective, and I kind of entertained both your question and the question of this gentleman a moment ago, I can tell you without any hesitation that regardless of the amount of social media, regardless of the amount of the mainstream media attention, regardless of the emotion, regardless of a supposed timeline, none of that matters to the GBI. It doesn't matter who the person is. It doesn't matter who the victim is. It doesn't matter who potential defendants are. All it matters is what the facts tell us. And so when we get into any case, and certainly a case of this nature, our goal, first of all, is to see and find, number one, what are the facts. Then once we find those facts, number two, we apply the law to those facts. In this case, doing that relatively quick because, again, some of the investigation, a good portion of it was already done. We applied the law to the facts in this case and came up pretty quickly with it, with a solid belief that there's sufficient probable cause to charge the McMichaels with felony murder and aggravated assault. I can tell you that if we didn't believe it, we wouldn't have arrested them. If we believe it, then we're going to put the bracelets on them, and that's exactly what we did yesterday evening. And so this case, when it is handed over to Mr. Durden for ultimate prosecution, will be complete. It will be done, and every stone will be turned over. I promise you. There's no hate crime in Georgia. There isn't. It's one of the, I think, 4 or 5 states left in the union that doesn't have a hate crime. So that would not be anything. I don't know. I think with the emergency order in the court system, that's going to be something that the lawyers have to deal with. The GBI won't be involved in setting hearings. That'll be done through the lawyers. I don't know if the gentlemen have counsel or not, but once they do, that'll be secured then. Thank y'all. I appreciate you so much. Thank you so much. Is that good, Nelly? All right. Thank y'all. Huh?